So any text information, any text value you want to put into the variable, so that variable will become a string. So a string is an object that we are putting into the variable. Such as string in Python are actually a sequence, which basically means Python keeps track of every element in the string as a sequence. So a string that it will provide to any variable, that variable will take that particular string as a sequence of characters. Okay, sequence of characters. For example, Python understand the string hello. So this is a string hello, right? To be sequence of letters in a specific order. This means we'll be able to use index to grab particular letter, like the first letter or the last letter. So let's say if I am storing hello into any of the string variable, so definitely I can go to H, I can go to E, I can go to L, or I can go to O as an index. So you can see that with the indexing, we can reach to the variable. It is just like your in C, you are talking about an character array. So what happened in character array? Let's say you have created an array A with the character hello. So A of 0 will be your 0th character, which is H. A of 1 will be your second character, which is E. A of 2 will be your third character, which is L. A of 4 will, 3 will be your again L. A of 4 will be your fifth character, which is 0, right? So like in C and C++, we create the array, and that array is called character array. Here also, we are creating the string, and these string are just like the character array. Here also, these values are stored in a sequence, and we can traverse through those characters by indexing. Okay, so about that we'll see. The idea of a sequence is an important on a Python, and we'll touch upon it later in the future. Okay, so here what we are doing, we'll create the string, and I'll tell you how we'll create the string. Then how we'll print the string. String indexing and slicing, this is very important concept, that how we can do the indexing in the string and how we can slice the string. Then we'll see some of the string property, and then different methods, different functions associated with string. Method, you know, right? What is a method? Method is nothing but some sort of functions. Like in the math.h, we have sqrt function, right? That we have gone through in a C. So what is a sqrt function? We all know, right? So it's just like here also we have many methods. These methods are nothing but some sort of functions related to a string. And then we'll see how we have different print formats related to a string. Okay, so this is a way how we can create a string. Let's say I am writing hello only, right? With a single code. That hello is nothing but a string, short of a string object. Okay. This is also an string object. This is one string object. This is another string object. Okay. Let me tell you, we haven't given that string into any of the variables. So we are not giving any variables. You can assign these object into variable with the equal to symbol, but we haven't used any variable with the equal to symbol. That's why it is just a string. This is one object of the string. This is another object of the string. That's all. So you can say the constant value. This is not a variable. Now here you can see we can create the string with a single quote as well as with a double quote. So you can use either single quote or double quote. So with the double quote also, string built with double quote. So that a string is built. Let's say I'll run one by one. I'll run it. So I'm running it with the shift and enter. Okay. here, let's say if I have to write like this. So I am using single quote, but this will create an error. Okay, so how it will create an error? If we doesn't have anything like this, let's say I want to write like this. I am using single quote, but I am creating an error. Here, this particular will give you error, right? Why? Because here we have the starting code and here we have the ending code, right? But if this is the situation, then you have to use the slash here. Okay, then here you have to use forward slash for this. So it will running like this. So this particular code is coming here, right? To the print the string. So in the Jupyter notebook, with just a string in a cell will automatically output a string. But the correct way to display string in your output is by using print. So we have to use a print function to do that. Okay? But here what we are doing is, here in the Jupyter notebook, it allow to printing. So here we are printing it, and here if we are, see here what will happen is, we have written to a string, but it is only printing the last one. Okay, so if you want to print the first one, what you have to do, you have to use print. So it is better to use print when you want to print all those values. Okay, so now it is printing. So the first one is printing, and the second one, it is giving just the output. Okay, now here we doesn't have any code. If you are using any print option, we doesn't have any code. But do you say that this is not a string? No, this is a string. Even though it doesn't have a single quote and double quote, this is a string, right? And if you are using the double quote here, that is also a string. There is no problem. And the output will be the same without any code if you are using print. So with the printing, we can do like this. In a print, we can print like this, hello world 2, or you can use /n. So the significance of /n, you already know, right? What is the significance of /n? So I think you all know what is the meaning of /n. /n, it will go to the next line to print. So use will come in one line, and then to print a new line will go to the next line. So /n will give you the a next line. So here we have a line which is empty right now, and then it will go to the see what I mean. So this is how it will be printing. So you can use a print /n. It will give you the output into the next line, and then yeah, in between also you can use /n. You can use the double quote here. All the strings are with the single quote. You can use the double quote also. It will give you the same result. String basics, we can use the function called len, L-E-N, to finding out the length of the string. Okay, this is very useful while iterating when we'll use the for loop and all. So at that particular time, it is very much useful. So len hello world, it will give you the what is a word count. So you can see what is the word count. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then is it taking as spaces? So let's say we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is it 11? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? So it is taking as space. Counting the space also, okay? Let's say I am making one space. So the count is 12. Getting it? It is taking a space. If I am taking another space, the count will be 13. So it is taking the space in their word count. Python built-in len function, which is a length, finding out the length of the string, count all the character into the string, including spaces and punctuation. So if you're using any of the punctuation or any of the other characters, it will use it as including the spaces also. So it will count the space also. Okay. Now let's say the finding out the index of the string. How we'll deal with the indexing. Okay. So we know a string are a sequence, which means Python can use index to call parts of the sequence. Let's learn how this works. So let's see how this indexing is going to work. So indexing is going to work with the help of a square bracket. After an object is called its index, so any of the index value will put inside the square bracket. We should also note the index start at 0 for Python. So we know that that index is also starting with 0 in the arrays in C. Okay, so we doesn't have to be confused that it is starting with 1 or 2 something. It is starting with 0, just same as array in C. Let's create a new object called S and then walk through the few example of index. Let's try to understand the index. Here what we are doing, here we have taken a variable, string variable S, and we are putting hello world over there. And by type of S, we know what is the type of S. The type of A is a string, S is a string. And if you want to print what is in the S, so what is in the S is hello world. Okay. So S only will give you this with a code. If you are putting print S, it will give you this without code. Okay, it doesn't matter. The main value which is inside S is hello world only. There is no code. Okay, let's say I want the first element in S. So what is the first element is S is H. So that's why the S of 0 is nothing but H. S of 1 is nothing but E, the second element. S of 2 is nothing but the L, the third element. Okay, is just like that. Now we can use colon also. So that colon also we can use here. This colon also will use here to perform slicing. Let's talk about slicing here. Indexing, we know what is the meaning of indexing and how it works. Let's go for the slicing, which grabs everything up to the designated point. For example, we have something. If I'm writing as C colon, so what is the meaning of this? That output string will start with the 6th index and it will go up to the last, because after the colon there is nothing. Okay, so it will go up to the last. So what is the 6th one here? So in the hello, in the okay, I'm just printing S again. So let's print S again from here. Print S. So what is in the S? In the S it is hello world. Okay. If I am writing S6, so where is the 6th character? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 is W. So it will start with W and go up to the end. That is called slicing. Slicing means we are slicing the string. And from where we are starting, where we are ending, all those are called slicing. So we can slice the string in that. We are starting with 6 and we are going up to the output. So what is the output? What is the end? Sorry, up to the end. What is the end? So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10th is the end. If I am writing 10, it doesn't mean that it will print D. Let's run this. See, it is not printing D. The writing, if I am writing 10 here, it doesn't mean it will print D, because in the Python, it will not go up to 10. It will go up to 1 less than 10, which is 9. So if you want to print D also, you have to put it 11 here. Getting it? This is what happened in Python. So it is starting with the same, but it is not ending with the same. It is ending 1 less than the same. So if you want to print D, you have to use 11. Or if you want to like this, let's say I'm starting with 6 and I'll go beyond up to the end. So that also can be done with 6 column. That's all. You doesn't have to worry about the last index. Okay, so this is slicing. Okay, here also we have printed it so that you can understand this one. This is what? A equal to none. See, none is also an object. Here, if you see what is none, none is also a data type. If you want to put nothing in any variable and you want to use the variable for a later on, so you can use none. If you want to print A, it will print none. So what is inside A? A is none. And what is the data type of A is none type. Getting it? So this is also a type that will use it. This is none. Note that there is no change to the original S. Okay, so here we haven't changed the S. Here there is no variable S. Let's go into this example. Let's say if I want to print S column 3, what will happen? Now, before the column there is nothing. It means it will start from the beginning and it will go up to the second index. It means the third character. Second index means third character, right? So what is my second character? It is 0. This is 1. This is 2. And again, L will be the third character, but I'm not printing again L. I'm just printing 1 L. So this is how we can print it. So column, if I'm not writing in the left anything, the left side of the column, it means it will start from the beginning. And if I'm not writing anything up to the last, it means it will go up to the last. Last means up to the end. See, it is starting from the beginning and it is going up to the ending. If I'm writing something, let's say I want to print hello only. Okay, so I'll start with the first and I'll go up to the how many characters? It is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have to go to a fifth character, 5 index, not the fifth character. Fifth character is 0, but the indexing is 4 to the 0. So this is how it works. Because I have written here, I'll just change it to 3. Grab everything up to the third index. So I have just written. Okay. So this is called slicing. Okay. We'll go in detail in slicing. Here also you can see if I am writing something in and not writing in left or right, it will go up from the beginning and up to the end. Okay. Let's say we can do the indexing from the backward also. So to start with the backward, in the Python, we have the concept called -1. So if I'm saying S -1, it will start from the end. So what is the end symbol here is D. So D is the end symbol. If I'll say S of -1, so it will print only the last symbol, which is the D, this symbol. Getting it? Now, let's talk about this S colon -1. What is the meaning of that? It will start with the, it will start with the beginning and go up to 1 less than -1. Getting it? Starting in the beginning, starting from the beginning H, and it is going to the second last character. It is not going to the last character. It is going to the second last character. So this is -1. If you want to do indexing from the very last, it will be D will be -1. This will be -2. This will be -3. This will be -4. This will be -6. In that way it will go. Okay. And how it is starting from the beginning? It is starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 in that way. From here, if you want to start, it will start from -1, -1, -2, -3, -4. In that way it will go. So I think you understood this. We can do the traversing from the beginning and we can do the traversing from the end also. So both the traversing is possible inside the string with indexing. We can also use index and slice notation to grab element in a sequence by a specific step size. So if we want to make a step size also we can do. By default it is one step we can do, or you can make it a step, specify the size of the steps. For instance, we can use the 2 columns in row and other and then a number specifying the frequency to grab element. This is one example. Here what? This is 2 column. Here what is the meaning of that? It is starting from very beginning. It will go up to the very end, and there is one step it will go. One step it will go. So one step starting with H and one step it is going. Now here the hello word, the H is small, we can make it capital like the previous one. There is no issue on that. Okay. Like this. Getting it? So it is starting with H and it is going up to the D one step at a time. Now here is starting with the H going up to the D with 2 steps. So it's starting with H going with D with 2 steps. So it is printing H, then E is leaving, L it is printing, then L it is leaving, O it is printing, then space it is leaving, W it is printing, then R it is, then O it is leaving, R it is printing, then L it is leaving, and D it is printing. It is left like that. So we can make our steps. We can use this to print the string backwards. If you want to print from backwards, you can do like this. So it is starting with very last. It will going up to the end by one step. Here also the same, by one step it is. So it is just writing in a, just printing from the last up to the first. So from here, if you want to read, you can read HELLO WORLD. Okay, now let's run it. It will be like this. So starting with very last, ending up to the first, but it is doing this from the backward one step. Let's go to some of the important property of the string. So one of the property of the string is immutability. Means once the string has been created, we cannot mutate it. If you want to mutate it, there is no provision that we can mutate it. Mutate it means we cannot change the string once it is created. This means that once a string is created, the element within it cannot be changed or replaced. Let's say this is S, right? And what is S? S is hello world. Let's try to change the first character, which is H. The first character we are changing to X. Okay, we want to change the first character to S. So what will happen here? It will give you the error. It means that it is a immutable. Immutable means we cannot change the hello word once we have created hello word. Even though you can append it, append is possible, but the mutation and the changes cannot be possible here. What is the error here is? Error here is, it says that string object does not support item assignment. Means once we have created the string, that string cannot be mutated. Notice how the error tells us directly what we cannot do. Change the item assignment. Something we can do in concatenate string. As I told you, we can concatenate a string, but the assignment means once the string is created, we cannot replace any of the character of the string afterwards. That is the meaning of immutability. Now let's see that we have S. S is hello world. Okay. we are concatenating with some another string. So this is another string. So concatenation we can do. We can write like this: S plus, and then this is my string, space concatenate me. So if you want to run, it will be hello world concatenate me, right? So this is how we can do concatenation. If you want to do concatenation, that way you can do. Okay, let's assume that S has as an object hello world in a small letter. We are doing S equal to S into 2. If you are doing that, the hello will print 2 times. This is how it is going to print. This is how it is going to print. Okay. So the meaning of this is we can reassign it, but the thing is that we can append it. We can do the augmentation after the string has been done, but the replacement of the character inside the string cannot be possible. So what is the meaning of print? What is the printf? Printf is this, right? Because we have just assigned a value, a concatenated value here, right? So it will be like that. So if you want, you can make it as a space, and then it will be more readable. But here we have, at last we have a space. Okay. If you want to print S, it will be this hello world 2 times, because we have done like this, S into 2. It will be 2 times and assigned to S. So that's why the value of S has been reassigned. Let's go and see basic built-in string methods which are there in Python for handling the strings. Okay. So the basic built-in string methods are there. Object in Python usually has built-in methods. These methods are functions inside the object. So because the string is one of the object, and related to this object, we have different built-in methods. These methods are function inside the object. We'll learn about these in much more deep later, that we can perform actions or command on the object itself. We call method with a period and then the method name. Methods are in the form of, let's say we have the object, a dot, and the method and the parameter. So that in that way we actually use any method related to any object. If it is a list object, if it is an integer object, if it is a float object, if it is some sort of variable object, whatever object it is, if we have the related method to it which is specific to that particular object, will deal with this particular way. Means object, then dot operator and the method name, and inside that we'll use the parameters, where parameter are extra argument we can pass into the method. So we'll see it, what are the different built-in methods we have. Let's talk about an example. So here we have an example, S equal to hello world. So we have hello world, an example is a string, and we have given to the variable S. S is also a string variable here. Now we have a method S dot upper. So you can see that S is an object, dot operator we have used, and the method we have used. Here we doesn't have to give any parameter. It is not required. There is no parameter here with the function. So this upper function, what it will do is that upper function will this upper function will change the font of the string to the upper letter. So if let's say H is a upper, it will be upper, then E is a lowercase, it will be upper, and then in that way, whatever string we have, it will just make it to the uppercase letter. The same thing will happen to the lowercase letter also. So when I do S dot upper, so S, this it will do S will be getting it to upper, and this upper value will be saved. Will it is not going to save anywhere. We just have to print it. If you want to save it, you have to use another variable here. Okay. Okay. The same thing here will happen to the lower case. S dot lower will make it lower. And here in this particular example, we have given this particular value to X, so to Y. Let's do that. We'll give this value to another variable called X as, so what will happen is, let's run it. So now X will be given to this upper value. If you want to print, you can print it. Y will be given to this lower value, and let's say we'll print X and Y. So let's say this is printing X and this is printing Y. So X will print the upper value, Y will print the lower value. Okay. So X will print the upper value and Y will print all the lowercase letter of the string. So this is how this method is going to work. Then we have another method related to a string, which is very much useful. It's called split. So if we have any type of a string available, so right now what a string we have is, so we have a string S, right? And S is nothing but your so we have a string S. If I'll print S, this is the string we have, hello world. Okay, it's separated by what? Separated by space. Let's say I want to split it. So we have to use a split method. This S dot split will split two or more words if it will have. So it will split the string by blank space by default. It will not give any parameter. So it will split any of the string using space if it is having the space. So it look like this, hello and word. So we have hello one string, word another string, and all together is a list. So it is a list of string that will be created. Now, if you want to give some specific thing, you can give it split by a specific element. Doesn't include the element. Here, if we want to split it, split the hello word with this W, that also you can do. You can write S dot split and W. What it will do is, it will split the string into two parts, hello and ORLD. The W will be, this W is not going to include in any of the splitted string. So the output will be like this, hello and W is not there, ORLD will be there. Let's assume that we have a string IIIT and then we have a comma and then Bhubaneswar. I have written like this. Okay, I want to split. So I'll split with the help of the same concept, and here the split character will be the comma. So what will happen is, when I'll do that, and if you want to print temp, it will print IIIT and Bhubaneswar. Getting it? So with the help of any of the character, if you want to split the string, you can do that. And what is temp here? Temp is here is a list which is holding the list of strings. What is the type of the temp? Type of the temp is list here. And what is the type of S here? If I want to find out the type of S, so the type of S is a string. So what is the data type here for the S is a string, but this S dot split will actually create the list of a string. So one string will be here, another string will be here. If you want, you can print it like this, temp 0, you can do. So IIIT is going to print temp 1. So IIIT will be in the 0th position. Now Bhubaneswar in the second position. So in that way, you can deal with the string. So this is a very good method related to a string. Okay, so apart from that, there are many other methods that we can use here is, so if you want to play with s dot, and here again we have different methods like capitalize, case fold, center, count, encode, find, index. So there are a lot of methods which are listed here. So we have seen just upper we have seen, like, and what we have seen lower, we have seen another method called strip, sorry, split. Okay, the split method we have seen. There are many other methods that, and because both are the same, if I'll write x is y, it is giving you the value true. X equal to y, that we know that how we can do the comparison with two variable. The same thing we can do with the help of the string also. This equal to sign also work with the integer, also work with the floating point values, and also work with the string. Now x is not equal to y, definitely, because x and y both are equal, so it will give you the false value. X is less than y means it will find it out like, okay, let's see how it is working. If I'll say s is less than y, it is saying false, definitely, because x is not less than y. So it is giving you false. Let's do something related to here. Let's say I'll do h capital. H is x is greater than y. It says that false because s it's not greater than 5. Okay, let's add some more. And run it. X is less than y. Now it is true. X is greater than y. It is false. Okay. Let's see this. X is greater than y. Okay, it will take some sort of ASCII values, and in that way it will do the comparison and give you the answer. Not x is less than y, so it will be just opposite of this. Let's say if we have like this. In x we have a string hello, in y we have a string hi. If I'll say max x comma y, it will find out. Okay, let's see this. Max x comma y, which is maximum. So it is saying that among hello and hi, hi is max. So definitely it will go to the value here h, and then e. E is will come before I think. That's why it is showing that high is maximum. And the same thing it will be done with this, I think. X is less than y. It could be true. It could be true. So you see, it will just depend upon that. If we have this comparison, that it will compare character by a character. So it will compare E. Here it is I, and in that way it will find it out that which one is lower and which one is greater, right? So if I'll say, let's say minimum, to find out the minimum in between X and Y. So hello is the minimum. So you see, because E is coming first and I is coming afterwards. So in that way it is calculating which one is greater than and which one is less. Let's talk about this, finding out the length. So here what is the length here is the length size of X is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 character, and the length size of Y is 2 character. So definitely 5 is less than 2. No, 5 is not less than 2. 5 should be greater than 2. Let's see. It is giving you true.